Why, hello there. Welcome back. We have officially been doing weekly updates for over a month on Instagram. This is week 6 of me consistently posting an update. Yes, I'm getting it out there a little bit late. That is because we have a new endeavor for this current update. No better time than now, I think, for us to expand our platform from simple, one-take Instagram Reels and instead bring it to YouTube. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was under the impression that YouTube was dead, but it turns out it is not, which makes sense since it's my primary viewing platform. Now, this could not have come at a better time because we are officially in Preptober season. Not officially, it is not October yet. However, we are really darn close, and next week's update will be deep into Preptober. If you don't know what Preptober is, it is essentially the month that precedes NaNoWriMo, which is where you essentially write 50,000 words of any given written work in 1 month, which is November. So for the month of October, which we have now deemed Preptober, you are essentially prepping for that endeavor. You're planning your story, accumulating your inspirations, and all those types of things. This means that I have more content coming to you, hopefully. At the very least, I have more to update you on every week versus just kind of generally, what the heck have I been up to? Preptober. Okay. Now, out of this, I have begun to develop my own plotting workbook, essentially. As of about 2 days ago, I just decided that I needed something a bit more condensed and organized to try and make sense of the series that I'm currently writing. So for NaNoWriMo this year, obviously I will be continuing the same story that I wrote last year for NaNoWriMo. However, this time it is a series. So when I was writing it last year, it was a one-shot book. I wasn't even planning on publishing it or anything, and now it is the first book in a series that now has about 5 points of view. Again, originally it was 1 point of view. So long story short, plotting a series versus plotting one book when you have a mind like mine that needs to know the whole story before I can really commit to anything has become a bit of a mess on my Scrivener and my wall and everywhere else that I have attempted to plot it. Thus, I've devised this workbook, and so far I think it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. It has a section for the character, and then it has a section for the plot of the book overall, and then scene list, and I'm hoping to also include a series overview page, which is really what I need to be able to visualize the entire scope of the series on a book-by-book basis, and then the overall arcing themes. And so with that, if it is successful, which we should know by the end of NaNoWriMo whether or not I've been successful in creating this for myself, I am super excited to eventually be able to share it with all of you or anyone who is interested in it. However, until then, I highly recommend Heart Breathings, How to Plot Your Novel series. It is a godsend, not even kidding, if you are a writer. It revolutionized the way that I wrote books 5 years ago. Whenever she originally published the series on YouTube was when I watched it, and it completely changed the way that I approach storytelling, and I just loved it so much. However, over the years, and like I said now, working on a series versus one book, my mind just kind of wants to tweak it a little bit, and so that's where mine comes from. If you do download her workbook, I highly recommend watching the series along with it because she goes into so much detail about what each part of the story structure is. It not only helps you to use the sheet for what you already have, but it also really helps you to think about some things in your book that you may not have thought about before, which is what I appreciate the most out of it. Is like, I never thought about having a black moment or having a mirror moment in the center of the book. All those things were completely new to me when I first viewed the series. So for NaNoWriMo specifically, I'm hoping to continue on that book. It has been replotted so many times over the last year. Ever since NaNoWriMo last year, I've pretty much just been outlining these books with new points of view and developing the storyline and all that stuff. And so I'm hoping I don't have too much that I have to change from the original manuscript, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up rewriting the whole thing. As well, I'm hoping, not planning, on this one. Hoping to dive into book 2 as well, which is what I've been working most precariously on outlining recently. For those of you who don't know, obviously no one on YouTube knows, that I am hoping to write the whole series before I publish. So I am working on being a self-published author. I could probably do an introduction video, but we'll just leave it at this and say that is the goal, and my first series I hope to have completed before I start publishing. I had hoped to start publishing in the spring. We'll see, but yes, as long as I get the first 3 books, I think I would be comfortable with doing that, but either way, I want the whole series outlined. So yes, Preptober should be very exciting for all of those reasons. And NaNoWriMo as well. Excellent source of content. That being said, since we are expanding the platform in this way, I would also like to know more than ever if there's any specific content you might be interested in seeing from me. Right now, I've been doing updates on Instagram Live, Instagram Reels for the last, obviously, month. And that's been going pretty okay. I have a feeling it's going to be getting better. I'm starting to figure things out a little bit more, and I'm also starting to do more. So that is good. But I also have ideas for other content to create here as well. YouTube isn't just going to be writing, whereas my Instagram and my Facebook tend to be kind of more focused on my authorly sort of endeavors. YouTube's going to be more up in the air, as well as TikTok eventually. I just haven't quite sorted that one yet. Now, you may be wondering, what's so special about this update? Well, other than being posted on YouTube, which I honestly didn't know I was going to be doing until about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours now. Honestly, it took a while to prepare for this once I did make that decision. But the thing I was originally only going to be sharing a little bit special was, have you noticed the bookshelves? Yes, so one of the things that I accomplished this week, probably one of the most productive things and visually pleasing things that I created this week, was renovating my bookshelves. So I added a bookshelf and I recategorized everything and I made it kind of pretty. The decorations are still all over the place. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But yes, I'm excited to share that. Today we'll be doing a bonus video, which is going to be a bookshelf tour. So hopefully that is entertaining and something you'd be interested in seeing. I will say that one of the cons of it is that because I added an extra bookshelf and of course began recategorizing in a way that was so pleasing, the majority of the books that I had intended to discard have been returned to the shelves. It happens. It's okay. We accept it. But yes, so look forward to that, and I think that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you found this entertaining, and if not, dang. For those of you who have been following along on Instagram, the blank panels that I was discussing last week have been updated slightly, but it looks exactly the same. So I will be doing a more detailed video on that once I get it more put together. I have been feeling more motivated than ever to begin producing more content. So yes, let me know if you liked this new setup, and as well what else you might want to see. I've also mentioned before in my videos that my house tends to be quite noisy, so I apologize if you are hearing everything. Also, as always, feel free to share any accomplishments you've had, plans you're making, or struggles you've been facing. I genuinely love connecting with people over these sorts of things. Goal setting and all that is my jam. Yes. So I will see you in a moment when I give you a cognitively revealing tour of my bookshelves. It should be fun. I look forward to seeing you there. Bye-bye.